Welcome AEIS artists. Our next project is going to involve creating shapes, demonstrating overlap, learning a little bit about geometric shapes, regular and irregular, and also a little bit about mosaic history. So mosaic artwork was found in buildings in the Mesopotamia time period. There are colored stones, shells, or ivory pieces that were pieced together like a puzzle piece to form pictures. The Greeks used mosaic and turned them into an art form by using small petals into detailed patterns of people and animals. The Romans used mosaics to marble floors in homes and in public spaces. So some mosaic artwork was functional and some was decorative. And so we'll learn a little bit about who used mosaic artwork and what it looks like. And that's what our hearts are going to be. So we're going to do a project called Geometric Hearts, where we're going to first draw out our hearts, and we're going to use 3 of the same size. We're going to show that we understand how to show overlap. And so first you're going to take your heart, so everybody has a template and a white sheet of paper, and we're going to place your heart down. I'm using a marker so that you can see, and you're going to trace your, first I would start in the center. Trace your heart in the center. Okay. And now I'm going to add, and you have to have 3, but you certainly can have more. I'm going to add another one on this side, and this heart that I'm drawing now is behind the first heart. So I need to show that it's behind by not drawing part of the heart. Okay. And my next heart is also going to be behind, but it doesn't have to be. You can create whichever ones you want, and because you're using a pencil, you'll be able to draw your hearts and then erase the lines that would demonstrate behind. So right now I have 3 hearts, and they demonstrate that this heart is in front of the other 2. And so you can hopefully see that this heart is behind this one, and this one is also behind. Okay. If you were to do it with pencil, if you were to trace your heart with pencils, and I'm pressing down with my pencil so that you could see. So I have 3 hearts right now. But you'll notice that I can't tell which one is on top of another one because I have all of the shapes. So if I wanted this heart to be on top of this one, I'm going to have to remove part of this shape. So with your eraser, you're going to erase the line that you don't need. So now this heart shows that it's on top of this one because part of this heart is hiding behind. On this one, if I wanted this heart to be on top of this one, I'm going to have to erase part of this heart. And so that's what I'm going to do. So now I have this heart is on top of this heart, and this heart is on top of this heart. Okay? So again, with your pencil, you can trace the whole heart, but then erase the lines to show me that you can understand which is on top of another thing. Okay, so once you have your hearts demonstrated, we're then going to look at geometric shapes. And on your tables, I'm going to put it here so that you can see, you will have these little pieces. And these are geometric shapes. So we're going to kind of play a dot-to-dot game with geometric shapes. So geometric shapes, or another word for these, are called polygons. A polygon is a flat shape that is formed by connecting straight lines. So a circle is not a polygon because it's circular. It doesn't have straight lines. It's got a curved line. The lines must connect and be straight to form a polygon. Okay, so these are all different types of polygons. So a bunch of different polygons. An irregular polygon means that not all the lines are equal in length. So this is an irregular polygon because I have 2 things that are the same length, but then this side is longer than this side. A square is a regular polygon. A diamond, depending on how it is a regular polygon. So we're going to play around with the idea of using regular polygons and irregular polygons. Okay? All right, so we've got our hearts, and we're understanding geometric shapes and using polygons. I'm not sure if you have talked about polygons in math, but they're definitely a geometry tool to use. We can measure the circumferences and the perimeters and decide how big things are. But just use these as a visual. You don't have to trace those, but you certainly can. You're going to start in the middle. So we're going to start, and again, I'll use a pencil or a marker so that you can see. Actually, I'm going to use a different marker so that you can see even better. Maybe orange. We're going to put dots all around the perimeter, which means the outside of your heart. And so I'm going to put some dots around the outside, and it doesn't have to be equally spaced. And then I'm going to put some in the inside. And you're going to do that with all of your hearts, but you can just start with one. Now, in order to make irregular or regular polygons, you're just really going to connect your dots. Remember, they have to be straight lines, so you certainly can use a ruler if you need to, but otherwise you're just going to connect the lines to see what type of shapes you're going to get. All the shapes must touch another dot to create a closed area. Okay. So I'm connecting my dots to create shapes, and I'm seeing that I'm making some triangles, some rectangles, some diamond shapes. So all of them, and the only place that you'll have a curved shape, obviously, is around the edges. So the edges of our hearts, they're not really polygons because they're not a straight line, they're a curved line. So this is one heart, and now I'm going to do the other heart. Again, I'm going to put my dots around, and knowing that you're going to connect your dots will hopefully have you plan out how many dots do you want. You want enough dots to create an interesting pattern of polygons, but you don't want so many that it's going to take you forever to connect them. Again, try to go slow so that you have closed spaces. Once you have completed all of your 3 hearts, I'm going to put one up here. Now this line here, I'm drawing this line, where am I? Right here. It's going to go behind this heart, so I'm not going to cut in front. And I think I'm good. And then, of course, do your other one. So those are drawing a heart filled with polygon shapes. Some regular shaped, ones where we can identify, and some irregular. Once you're done designing your polygons, your next choice is to add your color. And so for coloring, and I'll pause this video because we'll first design it and then we'll think about color. Your color choices can be colored pencils, crayons, or even markers. Now if you have big spaces, you will want to use the big markers. For colors, we're going to talk about the color theory. So for color theory, we know we have primary colors, secondary colors, we have warm colors and cool colors, and one word that we have are what's called analogous colors. And let me go get a color wheel. Analogous colors are colors that touch each other on the color wheel. And there are usually at least 3 colors that touch each other on the color wheel. So for your hearts, it would be awesome if you purposely picked a color family, and that's a requirement, and stuck with that for each heart. So for my middle heart, I think I'm going to use analogous colors, and I'm going to use, not only are they analogous, but they're also warm colors. They happen to be. I could have used analogous colors that had warm and cool colors, but I'm just going to use warm colors. So I'm using these analogous colors right here. All of these colors touch each other. And I'm going to choose crayons. So starting with your crayons, you're going to color in that space. When you're using crayons, markers, or colored pencils, you want to go in one direction. So we're going to continue adding color, and I will come back in the next video and show you what the final project looks like. So enjoy starting to design your 3 hearts minimally. You could have 4 using polygons, either regular or irregular. Can't wait to see what you develop and design. Have fun.